So last night, Ford released their Q4 end of financial year 2021 financial report. And looking at what they're kind of putting out and looking at what the media is saying, it looks like they did really, really well because they've got a earnings per share of 41 cents per share, which compared to last year is phenomenal. It's up a huge amount. And yet I'm looking through the earnings report and I'm like, I don't really understand where that's going to come from. And then I've realised that basically what they've done is they've said, yep, we've made a profit this year if you don't include all these other expenses that we've had. So actually what they've done is they've lost a net loss of 32 cents per share this financial year, which is obviously a little bit different to making a profit of a similar amount. I'm looking through the numbers as well, and we've got declining market share. So against last year, the market share is still falling. It's continuing to fall from the last few years. And the declining revenue, obviously kind of hand in hand with declining market share, the declining revenue, it's still dropping. Which, I mean, obviously doesn't really come as a surprise to me, but it seems to be completely ignored by the company and investors, really, based on the current share price. Now, something that they've spoken about and something the media is talking about as well is a chip shortage. So EVs, they're going to have some issue with getting EVs out the door, specifically of their new Mustang, that's going to delay deliveries for early Q1 in this next financial year. Fine, could be a slight issue, but it's not going to be a major issue. They're still going to get deliveries. However, they've not really decided to tell us how many orders they've had of this vehicle. I think they tried to say they were making a profit on the vehicle, which I'm not really sure again whether this is another one of their we've made a profit as long as you kind of don't count all these other things that we've had to pay for. Maybe that's it. Maybe, I don't know, but they've basically they've not really given us that much information about the demand for the Mach-E. They've not told us how many units they're selling, how many they expect to sell, how many orders they've got. They are quite happy to tell us about their new fuel vehicles that are being released and the numbers of pre-orders that they've got for those vehicles, which are coming later this year, which for me is really one of the main reasons why I'm shorting this company, is because they really still don't get it. They're still designing and putting so much money into building petrol and diesel cars. Now, some people have spoken about shorting, and they've said how unethical it is. And obviously that's kind of been rehashed a lot recently with the whole game concept, GameStop. And yet, I don't really understand why people think it'd be unethical to short a company that is literally shorting our planet. Now, okay, maybe some of you won't agree with me on that aspect, but this is a company that is making fuel vehicles. They are pumping money into making fuel vehicles, which, to be honest, probably won't be running in about 5 years' time. Maybe, obviously, it's America. They've got a lot of oil, so they're probably going to try and delay it as much as possible yet. But the rest of the world, the rest of the civilized world, well, actually, I guess maybe the civilized world, we're not going to have fuel-type vehicles in about 5 to 10 years' time. So all of these new vehicles that Ford is putting effort into making are going to end up being scrapped. Now, that is a huge waste of capital. That is a huge waste of people's jobs. That's people that are going to be put to work on this, and then Ford's suddenly going to go, oh, hang on, we don't have the demand for these vehicles that we were making anymore. Sorry, we've got to let you go. Now, how is that a good thing? So why people think that shorting a company that is doing that is unethical really blows my mind. Because as far as I'm concerned, a company that's doing that shouldn't be running. So they should be gone and be replaced by someone that can do the job properly. Now, whether that will be a case of someone new will come to Ford and eventually they will open their eyes and realise that, you know, we don't still live in the 1980s, maybe. But hopefully that's where we're going. To be honest, I've not really got much more to say about the numbers from Ford because, like I say, as far as it's all going, all of the numbers are going down. Okay, less demand, less sales. They're continuing to produce old vehicles that are not going to be relevant in the next 5 years. They're putting money into the kind of future. They're putting money into electric vehicles. But maybe the issue is where they're so focused on their core current market that they're not focusing enough on EVs, so their core market is going to get stuck with fuel vehicles, and when they want EVs, they're going to move to other companies. So Ford may well be too late by the time that they release electric vehicles. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say there, really. The Bronco and the Raptor that are coming out. The fact that, I mean, they've even said about the Raptor, basically that it's not meant to be an electric vehicle because it's supposed to have like the manliness. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. So that's why I'm shorting the company. That's why I just don't see this share price going up much more than it is. Currently, it's at the same kind of level that it's been for the past couple of years, probably on the high end of that, really. So when you've got a company that's still declining in revenue, still declining in earnings, still declining in market share, and still not looking really properly to the future, I really can't understand why its share price is stable to the high end of what it has been. So, as far as I'm concerned, this company, this share price, is going to tank. Maybe not this month, maybe not next month, but once the realization hits the shareholders of this company, it's going to be a big fall. So that's my thoughts. I know it's a negative video, so I'm probably going to get plenty of dislikes on this to people that are like, you know, huge fans of Ford. But if you are, and you do dislike this video, please make sure to leave a comment below telling me how wrong I am, because I'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.